Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. We're across the pond in England this week, and two teams are hoping to show up for an international audience. It's the Ravens going up against the Monarchs. So with that, let's get right out to the stadium. Brandon Godden and Charles Davis have the call on this Week 4 matchup.
Thank you very much, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL. The National Football League is here and on the air. Coming up, another edition of the NFL International Series, and it should be a good one between the Baltimore Ravens and the London Monarchs. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll probably wish he reconsidered here. It'll cost him 10 yards now with a new rule, as he's down at the 15-yard line.
The conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like you had green on that play.
Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? And almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. Play clock winding down. Barely got that snap off. Flacco now. Backing up. Throwing right, and that's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And a lot of the weight of this offense falls on the shoulders of the running back.
That's because the offense knows if they give him any openings, any opportunities, he can turn it into a big play at any time.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Deep drop. He's going to rifle. It got his man. Complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
And now a 1st down following that long gain. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Riddick with a carry. Muscles him off. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And now a peek at the starters on the defensive side. Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. Flacco here on 2nd down. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback has to slide and find open space to throw.
Flacco from midfield. And he's got Rodgers. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
On 2nd down, Flacco to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're receiving focused on catching the football, you're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run. Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
And this seemingly endless drive continues. Second down, Flacco now. Being chased out left. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Joe Flacco, his first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. They'll come out in the pistol. Bortles firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. And when this offense is clicking on all cylinders, the running back is in sync as well.
The focal point. Runs, catches, blocks, sets the tone for the offense.
So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7. First carry now. This is Johnson. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. The starters now defensively for Baltimore.
C.J. Mosley's your prototypical Alabama linebacker. They'll come downhill and smack you, but they understand the game so well.
So 3rd and 5, 3rd and medium here. Now a play fake. Bortles. He's going to go for a big play. And this will be caught at the 30. And all the way in for the touchdown. Jaron Brown, his second touchdown on the season. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And the Ravens taking the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Here's Riddick. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Passing play, Flacco. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 62 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Theo Riddick, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
On play action, now Bortles. And this one caught by Delaney Walker. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin as it's London football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. This is Johnson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
On 2nd down, Johnson. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And this will be a long field goal if the skies were clear, but here in the rain and the elements, they'll go for it on fourth. Bortles going to go on fourth down. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. Let's just go ahead and go back through that play with his eyes because he's got to read his keys. Run or pass right off the top. You're probably going to read an offensive lineman to see if he sets up in pass protection, if he fires out for a running play. The next thing is you're going to check and see what the back's going to do, and if he ends up with the football, okay, now you got to check and see. Does an offensive lineman come downfield and try and block you? Are you going to try to elude him? Are you going to take him on and hold your spot? What are you going to do? In this case, didn't have to do any of that. Saw all of his keys, saw the play in front of him, and ran clean to the ball carrier and finished off the play.
Now he's going to send this. This is caught inside the 15. So a good grab there, and here's a guy, he had to learn the offense quick, just picked up as a free agent earlier this week.
And usually there's a connection, isn't there? A past coach, someone from the front office who knew him from before and thought that he could help this team.
Now Riddick, and he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
Flacco here on second down. This is Riddick on the screen. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Here's Flacco. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. Down here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there. And sometimes they just overthink it and don't catch the ball.
Oh, he left this one out to the right. That's a bad miss. No good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
In motion left goes a tight end. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
They go to Johnson again. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on third down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They fake the handoff. Now Bortles out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Here we go on 4th down with Bortles. And he locates Walker, complete. A gain of 4 on the play, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Shift together here from the D-line. Again, it's Johnson. And he'll be taken down after a short gain. As that takes us to the 2-minute warning. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here. Before we get to halftime. Fresh set of downs here. Brown, the lone receiver, left. On first down, Bortles. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded about a yard deep. And some room to maneuver. There he goes, left side. Touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. 101 yards. And his guys have made this a one-score game now.
That was a special return, And it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking out some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And not a good return here. He is brought down at the 7-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, well, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
Throwing here on first down, Flacco. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. So 2nd and 10 here. So the D-line's going to spread out. Flacco to throw again on 2nd down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Flacco to throw here on 3rd down. Got a man, it's complete. Williams. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. It's going the other way. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves them well short for 4th down. And here now the offense heading back out there. And this is a spot late in the clock near midfield, though. Maybe take a couple chances, see if you get in field goal range.
You do that if you have trust. And this should be
a 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 8 yards to go here on 2nd down. Second down, Flacco now. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Barring a flag, final play here for Flacco. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. Now this offense ready to take over again. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Backing up. He's going to try and go deep again. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. Now the ball comes loose, but it looked like a Raven was able to get in there, and they will indeed keep the possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home, the next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Flacco here on second down. Under pressure, and Flacco's going to be dropped. Yannick Ngakoue in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Second down, sack by the defense. What type of pressure will they bring here on third? We'll see. Flacco off play action. He sets to fire deep. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. One of his main targets, Delaney Walker, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. Second down here after the incomplete pass. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They come up in an offset eye. Now Johnson. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Well, Brandon, so much for halftime adjustments. They still can't get anything going on the ground. It may be time to loosen things up and start flinging it around a little bit.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Throwing his Bortles on third down. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down.